Global leaders, visionaries and changemakers converged this week for a landmark occasion. The Forbes Women Africa Leading Women Summit celebrated its 10th anniversary, perfectly timed with International Women's Day, and delivered a powerful message of progress. Our reporter Lopang Mokae was there to capture the gathering of African women leaders.
From business to politics, art to sports, the Forbes Women Africa Leading Summit is celebrating a decade of empowering women. And we're bringing you the stories of Africa's most influential women leaders. Get ready to be inspired. Take us through the theme for this year. What inspired it and how does it capture the spirit of today's event?
The rule breakers in Africa's next chapter. So to the power of 10 harks back to the decade, the very successful decade of the summit that we've had, and then it also looks forward to the next chapter for Africa. And who are the people who are bending the rules, throwing out the rule book and creating their own rule book for change?
I think this is a brilliant theme because it talks about exponentiality, right? The idea that when you do something with a legacy mindset, it multiplies over generations. So I think this is a brilliant way to cement and celebrate 10 years of Forbes.
Such a great reminder that each of us have the power in us to change our stories.
A lot of the work that I do back home is around gender-based violence and gender equality. So unfortunately, I was a victim of a gang rape when I was 17. And so, you know, when you go through something like that, you lose a part of yourself, you lose a sense of community, you lose a sense of what your future will look like. And I thank God that I was able to come out of it. But in just sharing my story, I didn't realize the impact it would have.
You traveled all the way from Tanzania. You've been inside already to hear some of the conversations. Any interesting thing that you found very empowering?
We're just talking right now about the AI of things and how AI can help us with innovations in business, in government, in different spheres. And sitting and watching women, phenomenal African women, talking about this is amazing.
What kind of rule breaking have you had to do?
I think the weirdest thing about the beauty industry is that it's very male dominated. When you look at who owns the brands, it's men. And so you rarely find that women are in these fields dominating, especially for a company like Beauty on Tap that's mostly technology, leveraging technology to sell beauty to women. I think that's how we've kind of broken barriers and introduced something new.
I imagine the power of 10 years and my journey from being a student to being a legal practitioner to being Miss Botswana, Miss World Africa, a philanthropist, and now being the youngest minister in the continent as well as a specially elected member of parliament. But more than that, it also speaks to the power of women. Happy International Women's Day to all of the beautiful women. Remember that you are limitless and you get to decide what your life should be. But most importantly, we deserve to lead Africa and Africa deserves to have us as leaders.
Living up to its theme, to the power of 10, this summit has showcased the incredible force of women breaking barriers. The message is clear. Change is happening and these women leaders are at the forefront. For Newzroom Africa on channel 405, I'm Lopang Mokae at the Sunbet Arena in Pretoria.